Heyo everybody, Haku here with the second of my re-reviews for things that I watched weekly in winter 2026, and I've got Android wa Keiken Ninzuu ni Hairimasu, or Does It Count If You Lose Your Innocence to an Android? It's animated by Nyan Pollution based on a manga, and with the general info out of the way, I went into it being like, seeing the PVs, oh, it's going to be a short form series, ecchi, Yuri, it's about this character, Akane, who gets a live-in android and Yuri ensues from there. That's what I'm expecting. And it's one of those that, I didn't think I'd ever be reviewing something I consider hentai. I don't really personally watch much hentai. I haven't seen much, and what I have seen is probably just clips here and there. But this is one of those, and I have watched something like it before, where I think it leans more toward hentai than toward ecchi. Like, you're going to not really see vagina, but you're going to see pretty much everything else involved with lesbian sex. That's what you're going to get here. The shorts are, a full 12-episode season, plus a bonus extra that came out in the spring. And it's 3 to 6 minutes. For some reason, I remember them not all being the same length. Some were shorter than others, some episodes. And that's really what you're going to get. There's going to be the tiniest bit of story, the tiniest bit of romance or character stuff, but generally it is just Akane and her android Nadeshiko having sex. That is pretty much basically it. So if that's what you want, that is what you're going to get. You are going to get 3 to 6 minutes of Yuri per episode, and you're not really going to get much more than that, but you're also not going to get less than that, which is why I wouldn't say that this is bad. I wouldn't review it poorly. I would say it has one thing it sets out to do, which is just Yuri. Again, in the physical sense mostly, not the romantic sense as much. And that's about it. So there's not really a ton to say about this one, again, given it is a short form series and all. And I think if you do really, really like Yuri and what you're going in for is that there is maybe one thing that would annoy you with it. And that's that it's kind of silly. At some points, there are times when Akane's like, oh no, we can't do that. I can't do that. But it's like, you're all like, you're having sex with her. We're at the point where it's, oh, I can't do that. And it's like, we're in like episode 8. You have had sex with your live-in android multiple times. You can't be acting all high and mighty now, Akane. We know what you have done. So that might annoy people who just want them to really be fully committed to it and everything. But I don't think I have much more to say. So short review. Again, there's not a ton to say here. I would say one thing I always do is best character, best waifu, and best relationship whenever I do a review. Best character, I would say, is actually Nadeshiko, the android. Best waifu, I would say the human, Akane. I think I liked her more. And best relationship, it's the two of them. It's really all you're getting. And there are like ecchi short form series that I do think have a lot more comedy, or maybe do romance better, or maybe have a lot more story. So again, there are others if you're looking for more of that sort of thing. But for this, it really, really just is mostly the physical act. And that's kind of mostly about it. So again, if that's all you want, you're going to get 3 to 6 minutes of it, but it is very short and you're not going to get much more. And for me personally, it's one of those things that I complain about in anime a lot, where it is about a woman having sex with her android. But Nadeshiko is one of those androids that's basically just an anime girl. She is just an anime girl and that's it. And that's something I complain about a lot when it's like, oh wow, android, but they're an anime. There's nothing really android about her most of the time. She's just an anime girl. Like, this could have just been normal human on human Yuri. Like, for me, when I want an android girl, I am thinking of like Drossel from Fireball, or Dorea from Giant Ojo-sama, or is her name Arya from, I think it's Endless Zone Zero? I don't play gacha, but again, that's what, like, clank, 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 that's what I'm thinking of. Or what are they called? The Assaultrons from Fallout, that. That's what I would like when I'm thinking about that kind of thing. And I say it all the time too with like Monster Girls, where like the male minotaurs will be like these anthropomorphic, beefy cow guys, but then the female minotaurs are just regular anime girls with big boobs, and that's it. It's like that's it. The same thing where like the human beast folk will be, or like the male beast folk, I mean, will be like these actual cool partial anthro or maybe even full anthro designs, but then the female beast folk are just regular anime girls. Maybe they have ears, like they usually have ears, that's the thing, like animal ears, but then like maybe they have a tail, maybe they don't, and that's it. Other than that, they're just normal anime girls. So for me, that's my complaint, is that though Nadeshiko is an android, she's basically just an anime girl, and that's something that I complain about in a lot of stuff when it comes to anime and manga and light novels. But either way, I guess I'll end here. I have yapped, so thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. If you want to help support the channel by sharing around, dropping a super thanks, or becoming a member or patron, it's appreciated. Members and patrons get their name at the end of videos or get One Piece Bingo early. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you all next time.